Okay, this movie is made by Chestnut Grove Industries. It tells how to fix your Ford pickup truck. I did my old 55 Ford pickup truck, and these are pictures that show it apart, sandblasted, primed, painted, and shows you what it can look like when you put it back together. To finance this project of working on this truck and getting all this together, I started a couple of internet businesses to foot the bill because this all takes money. Here is ChestnutGrovesIndustries.net and the ZGIF 21. Here's the four places. Now, here's a picture of what it looked like when I painted with a spray bomb about 1999, I guess it was. And here's the truck. As we started to take it apart, there's what the bed looked like with it on the truck. And there's some of the welding we had to do on the floor and the running boards and the rocker panels. There's rear fenders. Oh no, there's a truck as I drove it home with a engine that was shot in it. Anyways, there's the bed upside down, no bottom in it. It had a hunk of iron in it, and we pulled that hunk of iron out. There's bed removed from the truck, and the front fenders is off of it there. And there lays the fenders. And there's another picture of it sitting in the garage there. There's a picture of it, I think, before we yanked the motor. There's how we got the cab off of it. Stuck that 4x4 aluminum bar through there and used a tractor, farm tractor. There's a chain hooked to it, lifted off of the frame. There's the frame with the engine in it, and then we took the engine out. Overhauled the engine later on there. There's the frame. Took it up a friend of mine's house, laid it up on the side, sandblasted that thing from the front to the back. Got the whole of rust off of it. And then we took it back down to the house, and we commenced to spray that there epoxy paint on there. Painted that frame real good so it didn't rust. That took us a good while. These pictures have accelerated considerably. Anyways, there it is. Looked real good underneath. And we had to touch it up a few places, and did that there with a spray bomb. Then we went over it later and painted the bumpers a different color. But anyways, we painted the whole thing black and used that as a primer for what we had to repaint. And there's Mike still working on it. There's the frame. There it is out in the sun. Got a real shine to it. Now, Mike decided he wanted the brake drums painted black. I told him whatever he wanted to do. It was my truck, but, whatever he wanted to do, he did that. There's the engine that was in it when I drove it home. It had a bad knock in it. It wasn't in the greatest shape, but at least it would move under its own power. And I got that dude home. Yanked the engine out of the frame. As you can see, it's gone. And then I tore the engine apart. I found a whole bunch of stuff wrong with it, so cracked block was the worst. Went out back. Got me another block, and you'll see here shortly that block looked a lot better inside. And put all new pistons and everything in it and got that thing back up together. And there it is, all painted up, starting to put her back together. And it looks nice and clean. You could almost eat off of it inside. There's a oil pan, sandblasted, and then we painted it and put it up on the stove out there in the garage and turned the heat on. Let the stove warm it up and dry that paint. So when you put it together, it looked all right. And you can see there, it's on. Got the heads on, intake, carburetor. Got all the front end of the engine together. And the carburetor was cleaned up like that too. There's our engine overhaul tools. There's the bottom damper pulley. And there's the water pump before we put it on. It looks nice too. And there's the damper pulley. We sprayed it, put it all back together. There's a starter, painted it flat black because it's underneath, and there's the alternator. Now, I tore that thing completely apart, sandblasted it, and polished it, and then painted it and put it back together. And it looks sharp. I mean, it looks a lot sharper than that picture. I mean, she had a real shine to her. And it really looked nice on the truck. Then got out and did the same thing to the fuel pump. That looks nice, too. Okay, there's a set of headers we put on to give her a little bit of oomph. And there's the old transmission. I tore it apart and put a bunch of new clutches in it and new bands. Everything, I replaced all the parts to be replaced in there. There's what some of the tools I used to work on it, and got it all back together and purr like a tomcat. Anyways, here we are. We're getting her back together, and I got a couple pictures here of the book that we had worked from, and then we go on to these here ads. I ran a couple of ads there, and this next one here. Okay, next 4 pictures that are shown here are after it was painted. It looks really nice in the sun, and there's in the shade. Now the next several pictures here is the advertisements I used on the internet to get the money together to do this video. So any help that I can get clicking on a couple of these pictures there, and maybe you got something you want to make your own website is the next one here with this here car coming up. And that's a decent thing. You can have your own website for $6.95 or 99 cents. This is desktop lightning. Here's a cheap way or an inexpensive way to get involved in the internet to make some money. There's 4 websites. I'm not sure if they're clickable or not, but internet information in there will get you somewhere. I'm hoping it would help. Now here's the results of all this. Hope you had a nice time looking at the pictures. This video is narrated by Larry Horst, darganwiz, CGI information, and ChestnutGroveIndustries.net. Thanks, and have a nice day. Perfect. Now I gotta see whether it's... Okay, next 4 pictures that are shown here are after it was painted. It looks really nice in the sun, and there's in the shade. Now the next several pictures here is the advertisements I used on the internet to get the money together to do this video. So any help that I can get clicking on a couple of these pictures there, and maybe you got something you want to make your own website is the next one here with this here car coming up. And that's a decent thing. You can have your own website for $6.95 or 99 cents. This is desktop lightning. Here's a cheap way or an inexpensive way to get involved in the internet to make some money. There's 4 websites. I'm not sure if they're clickable or not, but internet information in there will get you somewhere. I'm hoping it would help. Now here's the results of all this. Hope you had a nice time looking at the pictures. This video is narrated by Larry Horst, darganwiz, CGI information, and ChestnutGroveIndustries.net. Thanks, and have a nice day.